My name is Ralph Wong. I'm an emergency physician, and this is our child, Reed. This is my partner, Dallas, and we had a home birth. You know, thinking it over for myself, I really mulled it over for months, whether or not I thought it was going to be the right choice for us. And I think the one visit that we saw Maria where she described herself as the guardian of safety really made a lot of sense for me, because that's what I do in the emergency room. I see patients and I assess risk for each patient, and I make a decision of, you know, whether to send them home or bring them to the hospital or have them go to the operating room. I just wanted to tell the story of the day that Dallas woke me up and she said, I think I'm having contractions, I'm feeling contractions, and I said, wow, and then I went back to sleep. But around 6, she said, I think I'm having contractions pretty frequently now. And then around 8, I called Maria, and then she came over, and you said it was a rainy day, it was a good day to deliver a baby. And we delivered a baby for the next 20 hours. For the next 20 hours we delivered this baby because he was big and also came out occiput posterior or sunny side up. And you know, I hear a lot of people in the room talking about how little time doctors have to spend with their patients, and it's true. It's a pressure I feel every day. I see like 20 patients in 8 hours, or sometimes 30, which really is 2 or 3 an hour, which is really 20 minutes a patient, which, you know, is a part of healthcare in America right now. But Maria spent 20 hours with us or more, and during just that day of delivery, which I find really incredible. She saw us through the whole journey.
It wasn't only through that particular momentous day.
Right.
It was also the visits that we had beforehand, really building a relationship, having a bond with this person that we're entrusting with, you know, my life, our child's life, and never feeling rushed, always having time to ask the questions that we had, never being talked down to, never being, you know, shooed out the door, but also the postpartum care, which is almost more important than the rest of it, because you're in such a delicate state of mind, your body, your emotional state, you know, trying to learn to breastfeed and, you know, heal your body and all of those things. It was so important to have someone that you've already built this relationship with come to your house as part of this $4,000 and spend the time with you. And how are you okay, and let's talk about what's going on, and you know, not only weigh the baby, make sure he's doing fine, but also check in with the mom and the dad. I mean, you were very much a part of that, included in that process as well. And I think that one of the reasons that I'm here today is that I feel very lucky that we were in a position to make a decision to be able to pay the money. And unfortunately, our insurance company reimbursed us rather well, but to come up with the money up front to be able to pay, it's not a position that everyone's in. And in fact, people who probably need it the most are the people who have the least access. So that's kind of what brought me here today.
Do you remember how much your hospital birth cost?
At least. It got upwards 10, 18,000. I mean, I don't even know.
I mean, it really seems like a no-brainer, because the quality of care would be better, the continuity of care with your care provider throughout the whole process, the prenatal through postpartum. If you're getting better care that would cost this country less, I mean, it just seems obvious, right?
Well, I have to say, in our particular birth experience, we're pretty positive if we'd been in the hospital, I would have had a C-section, and he probably would have been in the NICU for, I don't know for how long, but you know, it really took a lot of patience, a lot of support, and that's really what it was. I mean, it was the tenacity of the people who were on our birth team, including our midwife, Maria, and him. I mean, he was so strong, and there was constant monitoring of me and my health and my safety, and him and his health and his safety. And I don't think that amount of time that we spent would have been taken in the hospital to allow for that process.
Just look at you two. You know, to me, you guys are whole and empowered and like awesome and happy. You know, going into motherhood, like you're not fractured and broken and feeling like you missed something, and that whole physiological aspect of bonding, like that was there, that was complete. You know, if we had 90% of women like coming out of their birth experiences like that, I mean, women would probably take over. Sorry, Ralph. You know, we'd be happier as a society, I think, because the mothers would be happy, and therefore the mothers are going to be having a good experience with their children, and you know, that just ripples and ripples and ripples. You know, and the dads too. The dads are more engaged because you're completely a part of that process. And you know, when you like, you know, sweat it out to have your kid, you're bonded to that kid. You know, you worked hard to get that kid here. And I don't want to say that other people don't care about their children or they don't appreciate them on the same level, because I think we all do love our children. But when you go through an experience like natural childbirth, and you know, I'm an advocate of natural childbirth happening anywhere. It kind of just flows naturally.
Yeah, and that women are, because they're being robbed of this like amazing, empowering moment that I feel like the OBs, the hospital path, just sort of steals from women without women even realizing they're being robbed of it, you know, which is just sad.